I'm Carl Azus, welcoming viewers from around the world to CNN 10. We have a major story leading things off. Yesterday, a major hurricane made landfall in the U.S. state of Louisiana. Landfall is when a hurricane's eye, its center, is halfway over a coast, and the eye of Hurricane Ida arrived in Port Fourchon Sunday afternoon. When it hit, the storm's sustained wind speeds were 150 miles per hour. That made Ida an extremely dangerous Category 4 hurricane. As it approached, Louisiana Governor John Bel Edwards said the storm could be a big challenge for his state, and a New Orleans Homeland Security official told people to stock up on enough food and water for at least 3 days. Some Louisianans were ordered to leave their homes. Schools were closed in that state and parts of neighboring Mississippi. Hundreds of thousands lost power. Airlines canceled all flights at Louis Armstrong New Orleans International Airport, and a lot of officials were concerned about the city of New Orleans. It's 50 miles north of where Hurricane Ida made landfall, and that occurred 16 years to the day after Hurricane Katrina hit this region. It caused catastrophic failure in the levees that protected the city from flooding, contributing to the deaths of 1,500 people. A city official said New Orleans was better protected than it was when Katrina hit, but that flooding there was still possible. And as Hurricane Ida blew in, that city, in addition to some other areas of Louisiana, temporarily suspended their emergency response services because it was too dangerous for rescuers to go out in the hurricane. Ida wasn't even classified as a tropical storm until last Thursday. It strengthened quickly because of a process called rapid intensification.
Rapid intensification is just like it sounds. A storm, a tropical storm, cyclone, typhoon, hurricane, that rapidly intensifies. Now the definition is 35 miles per hour or greater in 24 hours. Now take Maria. Maria went from a Category 1 to a Category 5 in 15 hours. For true RI, or rapid intensification, you need a couple things. 86-degree Fahrenheit water or greater, and no shear. Also, of course, the water down in the tropics is very warm. But what about this shear thing? We hear about it in tornadic thunderstorms. Those storms want a lot of shear. Wind going in different directions and different speeds with height. A hurricane wants no shear. No wind direction change, no wind speed change with height. It wants to be the only thing out there making its own wind, not getting blown apart. So why is rapid intensification important? Well, you can go to bed one night expecting a tropical storm and have a Category 2 on your doorstep the next morning.
Up next, violence in the Asian country of Afghanistan. The United States is 1 day away from the Biden administration's deadline to get all American combat forces out of Afghanistan. On Sunday, U.S. Central Command said it had launched an airstrike against the ISIS-K terrorist group. An American drone targeted a car that was believed to be carrying at least one terrorist bomber and explosives. U.S. officials said they stopped the threat, though witnesses say several civilians were also killed in the strike. This was America's second attack against ISIS-K terrorists. The first killed 2 fighters late last week in another part of Afghanistan, according to U.S. officials. ISIS-K has been blamed for last Thursday's terrorist attack at Hamid Karzai International Airport in the Afghan capital of Kabul. 170 people were killed in the bombing, in addition to 13 American service members. Yesterday, U.S. President Joe Biden attended a somber event at Dover Air Force Base in Delaware. He met with the families of a U.S. Army soldier, a U.S. Navy corpsman, and 11 U.S. Marines who were killed in the terrorist attack. With continued threats from terrorists and a quick takeover by the Taliban, Afghanistan's militant Islamist rulers, there have been urgent evacuations and floods of refugees as people try to get out of Afghanistan. 10-second trivia. Mum, a product released in 1888, was the first trademarked type of what? Earplugs, deodorant, sleep aid, or fertilizer? Mum was a cream or paste designed to prevent bacteria from causing odor. And it's hygienic products like deodorant that an organization named Hope and Comfort distributes from the Boston, Massachusetts area. Its first major donation took place 11 years ago when Hope and Comfort gave out 250 tubes of toothpaste to people in need. But since then, it's grown tremendously, and its founder, Jeff Feinberg, is a CNN hero.
In many ways, hygiene and security is not a word that most people know. Most people know food insecurity, not having regular access to food. Hygiene insecurity is lacking regular access to essential hygiene products, and that has an enormous effect, of course, on one's health, but one's self-confidence and one's dignity. Come on, yes. I consider myself very lucky. My wife and I live in a nice community in Massachusetts. We have a wonderful family, and we have a lot of things that people aren't able to have. Oh. But to those who much is given, much is expected. Back in 2010, my wife and I decided to take donations in lieu of presents for our kids' birthday parties. And we got a lot of different things. We got food, we got clothing, but we also got basic hygiene products like soap and toothpaste. And a couple weeks later, I heard back from a social worker who thanked me, and she told me that food stamps didn't cover these things. She let me know how important and how unusual it was for her to get these basic hygiene products. These things are so simple. They're not always things that you think about, and I decided to try to do something about it.
There's my #1 employee at Hope and Comfort, Kenny Sorting.
Back in 2010 and 2015, it was just our garage, and so the kids, they were sorting and packing items. I started buying items online and helping out local organizations, many food pantries, and unfortunately, the demand was always there. And so we grew and we grew and we continued to grow. And so today we are well over 3.5 million items, and we're distributing 2 million items or so a year. These are the products that we're going to pick later to go out to our partner organizations to help them feel good, clean and healthy. Our 5 core products at Hope and Comfort are deodorant, soap, shampoo, toothpaste, and toothbrushes. Here's an example of the shampoo that we give out. We want people on the other end to feel dignified, to feel good about what we're giving. And so we want to give them the same variety and selection that I would get or my kids would get. Let's see what we got. Oh, this is fantastic. We receive items either on an in-kind fashion or we go out and purchase these items. Toothpaste, toothbrushes. We receive requests each and every day for the most part.
Yep, beautiful.
Cradles is getting 6 pallets, about 28,000 items.
There you go.
We work with nearly 200 nonprofit partners each and every year. Soap, razors, body wash, lip balm.
Great, thank you.
We don't need to reinvent the wheel at Hope and Comfort. There are wonderful organizations that we can work with. Hi guys, great to see you. This pallet is for you.
Would you like, Mommy?
We like to think that these items not only keep one clean and healthy and safe, they also keep one confident and feeling dignified so that they can go out there and be their best selves.
Thank you. Thank you.
There's a lot to do. We have shampoo, both general and the sulfate-free, lots of deodorant. And I'm inspired and motivated each and every day to think that we can do more. We don't kid ourselves that at the end of the day, curing hygiene insecurity is going to fix and make everyone's lives better, but it is certainly a meaningful part of allowing someone to feel better about themselves.
Every dog has its day, according to the TSA. That's the Transportation Security Administration, which helps keep travelers safe. And this animal employee, whose name is Alona, has just won the TSA's annual Cutest Canine Contest. She works at McCarran International Airport in Nevada, and because the 4-year-old Golden Retriever was born in the nation of Colombia, she knows commands in both English and Spanish. Of course, the whole competition went to the dogs, but this was a golden opportunity for the Golden Girl to Goldie lock in the gold and retrieve the championship in the cutest way possible. Yes, some dogs can sit, stay, and roll over, but Alona is working, guarding, and winning all day. I'm Carl Azus, and that about wraps things up for us. Want to give a shout out to Elmira High School, our viewers watching in Elmira, Oregon. I don't personally choose the schools we mention. They're emailed to me daily by a producer who looks in one place. That's youtube.com/CNN10.